Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today on the Deadly Art of Survival's Warrior of the Velvet Rope podcast, I'm Glenn Beck, and I'm here with my co-hosts, Nathan and Jacob Ingram. Today we have Professor Zahalea Anderson, a Sanukashru Jiu-Jitsu 8th degree black belt, and recent feature on the 16th edition. Welcome.
Greetings.
Greetings, greetings. Yes. Yes. Sir, would you like to say hello? Get it started?
Well, first off, I'd like to say it's an honor to have you on here on the Deadly Art of Survival, the DAOS Velvet Rope Show. And we'd like to say it was equally an honor to have you at DAOS CON 4. Very good.
I forgot that. I forgot that. Yeah. I got a lot on my plate, guys.
You've been the talk of the town ever since. Everybody wants to know more about you. They want to see more of you. And we're going to try to accommodate them the best that we can. And the first thing most people ask me, what style does she study and who does she study with? Give us a little bit of your history.
Yeah, so my root base comes from Dr. Moses Powell's majestic Sanukashru Jiu-Jitsu. My instructor is my beloved father, Grandmaster Urban Muhammad. And he was one of Doc's first generation students out of Sanukashru Jiu-Jitsu. So I have been blessed and highly favored to be a part of such a majestic lineage. And I will continue to do my best to represent.
Nice.
Yeah.
So your training, take us through a little bit of your training, because everybody says, how did she get to that level? So take us through a daily walk through your training. Can you do that for us?
A daily walk of my training would be a daily walk of my life.
Okay.
My training is a part of my lifestyle. My lifestyle is how I live every day, which is trying to be at my best. You know, I wake up in the morning with gratitude. I got to get the cubs ready for school. I got to do this. I have to do that. And I have to take time out to breathe and take a little Zahalea time to remain balanced and grounded. And so I do go out on my own and I train out by the water at the bluff where I have my students, but I do take time for myself. And I'm there for about 3 to 4 hours. The good first hour and a half is pure stretching and breathing. Pure stretching and breathing, just awakening, getting all the kinks out of everything that I need to. Within that stretching is a lot of releasing. It's a lot of gratitude. It's a lot of expression. Sometimes there's crying involved. Sometimes there's laughing involved. You know, all the emotions that the human body experiences, I allow to embrace and let it go through. You know, and then we start to warm up. You know, after the warm up is another warm up. And then comes the movement. You know, the movement that I express is truly, to me, a divine moving meditation. You know, it takes me to like an outer body experience sometimes, you know, and I enjoy every moment of it. Even the times that I feel like I slip up or trip or got to go back and, you know, repeat until I feel like I have embodied it truthfully, that I'm able to move on to the next step.
Wow, that's deep.
How was it training under your father? That's a question that I want to ask.
Training under Pops, it was beautiful. You know, I truly enjoyed the times that we have shared on the mat and off the mat, because it would be the lessons that I would have at home. You know, it'd be like Saturday, you know, cartoon and cereal type of energy, and then Pops come in and like, hey, let me show you something, and we'll be in the living room doing things, and those would be the best times that I remember, actually. But being on the mat, you know, I was not his daughter. I was a student.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah. I was the only woman on the mat. So growing up on the mat, I had a lot of good dojo brothers and uncles, you know, and Pops had a lot of the soldiers from the FOI community. So, you know, we were getting it in, you know, and from people from the community in the neighborhood. But I can truly say that if I I feel like I got it a little bit harder than those, you know, because I feel my father knew that she is a woman, you know, and
Mhm.
she's going to get tested. And I feel like I have been showing people that I've studied.
Yeah,
Wow.
definitely have. Especially for the performance at DAOS CON 4. Yeah, did you see the videos? I know you did.
I
Yes,
did,
yes, I did.
and
I
I see
shared
the
it right.
videos, and anytime I see myself, I'm a little bit like,
I was posting them up.
you know, but I do love, I had a good time, by the way. It was a nice seminar. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
It
we
was a
had
good
fun.
vibe. Yeah.
A lot of people enjoyed you too. So another question I've been asked since you took over Deadly Art of Survival and DAOS CON and everything, a lot of people are asking me so many questions about you.
Really?
Have you ever had to use your art in the street?
Yes.
Okay. You want to take us through,
Unfortunately.
you want to
Unfortunately.
take us through a little story about it?
I've been in a few, unfortunately. I say unfortunately because it's like nobody really enjoys fighting. It's the last thing that I want to do because if I have to unleash this beast, like this is my last resort. So I'm really gonna be giving it my all and pray I don't catch a case. The things that I have been in have been with men and have been with women, you know. I got scars, I got stories, you know, that uh not that I buried, but I grew out to make it lessons, you know. Um there's one that I can take back to high school when these girls tried to jump me. And I think I was like just getting into a green belt. And they thought I was from some set. You know, we out here in Long Beach, you know, in the LVC, you know what I'm
Oh,
saying? So,
Georgia.
you know, I go to the high school Snoop went to, you know, Poly and whatnot. So, you know, it's the neighborhood. And I don't know what it was. I was coming from track practice. You know, I still can't call it, but it was what it was. I'm coming from track practice. I don't look like I'm banging. I ain't got nothing on to describe that type of energy. But, you know, sometimes people just want to see what you about and what you got. You know, so this was a 2-day situation. The first day was like, nah, I'm not from here. I'm not claiming nothing, you know, things of that, you know, and they let me go. And then the next time I saw them, it was like, I can just feel something was going to happen. You know, I'm sitting there waiting for the bus after track practice again, trying to get on my way home. And they came over again, you know, and so it just didn't feel like there weren't gonna be any words. So I just hiked up my backpack, you know what I'm saying? Just took some breaths. I think I took a puff of my inhaler, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, it was go time, you know what I'm saying? So all I can really, when when you're really in a mix, for me, my delivery of how what's coming out of my eyes and my heart is that, you know, there's little visions, there's bits and pieces. I can't go step to step. Like if I got, you know, interrogated by the police, I can't give A through Z. I'm giving you visions because that's just how I work. You know what I'm saying? So I remember one girl was on the ground. I remember another girl. I had her arm in a nice arm lock. Like it was. Ugh, I remember that. I remember that really good because I looked up and the bus was coming. The bus was coming. So I was like, I had to jet on out, and I don't have my change, my anything. And I remember the bus driver looking at me, seeing me, and it's like, you know, this kind of like disarray of energy. Like she knew I just been through something and just told me to get on, you know. And so then I'm looking out the side, and you know, these so-called gang banger women was just like they wasn't banging, I banged them, you know, and that's what's up. I do it again. I do it again because I even to this day, I'll be 44 in a couple months. And I don't mess with anybody. Like, I
Mm.
would love for everybody to succeed. I want everybody to live their life to the fullest, and that takes a lot of different categories. It's a lot of different genres. Like, I have a few genres that I hold from within. So when someone tries to come pick on me or try to talk on something or just, try to try me, like, you can, but just understand that I'm here for a purpose, and I'm here to live at my best and be at my best. And if that means that whatever you got coming my way, I have to either bob and weave or push right through you, and so be it. Because I know everything that I'm doing comes out of my heart. And I will sleep well at night because I know I'm not doing anything maliciously or anything else. That's not how we live. That's not my spirit. You know what I'm saying? So if things happen to come, uh, let them come. You know, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be.
I'd like to take it back a step, if that's okay, sir.
Absolutely.
Okay, so good. I'm just making sure you're ready. So, you're a young girl training with dad, and he's teaching you Sanukis. How long are you training with him before you reach your black belt, for starters?
I got my black belt in 1997. I was 17.
How long had you been training?
I've been training with Pop since I was a dojo baby.
I got you.
But
Okay.
when I cut, I guess when I cut the umbilical cord of let me not just come because I want to be with Pops and hang out and do that whole thing, and like, but when I really when I really sat on this and look, this is a really precious gift that's really sitting right in front of me. Let me really embody it and take it in on my own. I guess kind of like when puberty hit. So when I caught my cycle, when my moon showed up and body was changing and different energies was coming my way, and boys started to like me, girls started to like me. It was crazy little things happening. So I would say around middle school. So what is that? 12? You know, yeah. When I felt like I needed to uh, take a personal journey with this and see where it takes me. Before that, with the martial arts, I was also a professional dancer. So I did everything from ballet to tap to modern to hip hop to point. Like, I was in that world as well. So that's something that has never gotten away from me. That will still always be from within. So sometimes when I'm moving, the fluidity of what I have may come from what's happening from my dance background as well.
Do you think you got more from your Sanukis that helped you with your dance, or do you think your dance helped you more into your Sanukis?
I believe it was a balance of both. I
Okay.
think they just complemented each other,
Right.
because the movement of Sanukas is such a beauty of fluidity that's involved. So with the Sanukas that I express, yes, the Sanuka Shru Jiu-Jitsu from Grandmaster Dr. Moses Powell and Grandmaster Urban Muhammad from Brooklyn down to Long Beach, California, we express fluidity. Yes, and fluidity comes from all different types of waves. Yes, so you can be a stream, you can be a river, you can be the ocean, you can be a tsunami, you can be a hurricane, you can be a tornado. Like, all these, it depends on what type of water that you
Mhm.
would flow in. So, um, I feel that I was able to really adapt and adjust because, and like in dancing, you take things in 8 counts and you can like visualize what's happening. But there comes a time when you don't dance the martial art. You have to put it into a combative situation. And
Mhm.
I've been able to channel that and embrace both and have that balance.
That's a great explanation. That's a great, and it's what I expected, but it's truly a great explanation of it. So you're 17, black belt now. How long do you stay with dad, specifically in Sanukis? Because he's not the only person you trained with, correct? Or is that it?
That's it. Pops and
Nobody else, no one else from Sanukis took you under
Pops,
their wing at any point.
Pops and Doc. Pops and Doc.
Okay.
I feel now I've been on the mat with other elders
Sure.
from San Lucas and VSK and Kumite Ru. You know, I've been on the mat and I've embraced and we've trained together. But as far as my instructors, it has been my father and Dr. Moses Powell and myself.
Right.
You know,
Self-training, right.
and myself. I took over the dojo in 2010. So that's when I became sole proprietor of what was then the Urban School of Self-Defense. And so from 2010 to present, I have been a one-woman show. And I give thanks for all the highs and the lows and the in-between because it has made me who I am. And I'm excited for what's to come because I will never stop learning, you know? But I think where I'm at right now, from all the trials and tribulations that your girl's been through, I think I can give me a little pat on the back of good job, keep going type of energy.
So you're West Coast. You're out in Long Beach. You said you
Yes.
trained with Doc. Was there a point where you came to New York, or was just the times that Doc had showed up, perhaps in California?
Yes, Doc came to our dojo at one point in time, and I've seen and been out with him in Chicago. There's actually a clip on YouTube of him and I training as me as a brown belt. And that was a majestic, beautiful moment because that day on that mat was all black belts. And I was lucky to be the only brown belt in there and plus the only woman. And then the next day, there was a 2-day seminar. The next day is when they surprised me with my black belt. So that was amazing.
I was just gonna ask that actually.
Huh?
This is a question for everybody. I'll start off with Professor Zahalea. What was your hardest belt test? Everybody will say, oh, my brown belt or my black belt. But what was your hardest test?
I would say my brown. My brown was like it felt that I was getting ready to like I'm on the cusp of something, like I'm so hungry for what was going on, and the men that I was on the mat with, uh, yeah. So these brothers is like 6'2", brother Roger, God bless his soul. He was like good almost 300 pounds, and we would be working, and he would be throwing me, and at the same time I have to hop up and get him and bring him down. But we would be working to the point where Pops would tell me that he would turn around and just hear the sound of the mat, just hear the sound of us slapping out, because we was really going for it. And I will always be grateful for the brothers that gave me um their energy of full force, because and that's the yin and yang of being on the mat as a woman. Some guys is like, okay, let me just come at you. You know what I mean? Let me just throw something at you just to get you to do something. And I say, I get that, I understand that, but please come to me so I can really be able to make this work. I'm coming at you with all mine, so I need you to do the same. So when we were testing, yeah, Pops had us really going for it. A lot of touching and going, a lot of freestyling just to see what we have all collected at that point. A lot of blood, a lot of sweat. I could have sworn I went to the bathroom myself a little bit. I ain't gonna hold you. It was just a lot of intense work going on. And the brown belt was at a moment of my life where I felt everything was starting to connect. Everything was all the teachings that I've had from then until now, and knowing what the next step was about to be. It was just like this, like the brown belt was a cusp of excitement and drive and curiosity at the same time. So yeah, that was the one. That was the one.
Dad, what was your hardest belt?
What was my what?
Oh, Dad.
Oh, definitely hands